on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the first installment of our Astrology Kindergarten Style series. So in this series, basically I'm going to be breaking down the fundamentals of astrology kindergarten style, okay? I want to make this easy for everyone to understand. I know that most people only know astrology as far as their sun sign, and you're so much more to yours than just your sun sign. And I want people who want to learn this, I want to teach you this in the most easy to understand way, because I don't want you to get frustrated and give up, because it can be a little overwhelming. So that's why we're going to try and break it down as easy to understand as possible. So that being said, if you ever have any questions, I don't care what the question is, drop it down in the comments, and I promise I will get back to you and answer you the best way I can. Or it might be a question that I think a lot of other people would have, and I might even make a whole video on it too. So that's definitely something I want you guys to do, is ask questions. And then also what I want you to do is from here on out, during this series of videos, I want you to always have your astrology chart on hand in front of you while you're watching this video, so that way you can follow along and you understand and get a visual of what I'm talking about. Of course, I will have drawings here on my board, but otherwise you'll have your own chart in front of you, so you'll know what I'm talking about. I want to let you guys know is I am offering free natal chart readings. So if you have if life has been really crazy for you, like it has been for a lot of us, because there's a lot of crazy shit going on right now in the sky. So, if you want me to take a look at that and we can kind of navigate it together, or if you have a specific question, or if you just want to kind of understand your chart more on a one-on-one individual basis, then send me an email. My email address will be in the description box below. And we'll set that up. Again, they are free. Donations are always accepted and appreciated. So if you really love your reading and you feel like you want to donate to my cause, then I would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, there's no pressure at all. So yes, let's get into the lesson. First, I want to talk about what exactly a natal chart is. So basically, it is just a snapshot of the sky at the moment that you were born. So for example, if you were born today, June 24th, you know that you are a Cancer sun sign, right? So just like the sun spends a certain amount of time in each sign, 30 days to be exact actually, or roughly 30 days, each other planet is in a certain sign for a certain amount of time. And each planet moves at they all move at different rates of speed. Some move really fast, some are really slow. But basically these they kind of just give another layer to you. So for example, Venus is the way that we love. It's like our love language. It's also how we like to balance our lives, how we find harmony in our lives, the things that we find beautiful and the things that we value. And Mars is our anger, our aggression, our passion, our energy. So depending upon what sign each one of these planets was in, really tells a lot about you, and it also tells a lot about a bunch of other things too, which we'll get into. So basically, this circle with all these slices of pie and all these little symbols in it is literally just a snapshot of the sky at the moment that you were born. It shows where all the planets were at. And by looking at this, we can tell so much about your life. A quick note that I want to make is when I'm talking about, or when I refer to zodiacal order or natural zodiac, what I'm talking about is the way that the zodiac moves throughout the year, okay? So, for example, the astrological year starts on March 21st, which is the spring equinox, which is the start of Aries season. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and then it goes in order from there. So after Aries season is Taurus, after Taurus is Gemini, after Gemini is Cancer, after Cancer is Leo, after Leo is Virgo, then Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and then finally Pisces, and then it starts all over again, okay? So that's what I mean by when I say the sun is, it takes this long to go around the zodiac. That's what I'm talking about. It takes, for the sun, it takes a year to go to start at Aries on March 21st and end at Pisces the next year on March 20th. So that's what I mean by zodiacal order. What I also want to talk about today is what the sun represents in your chart, and then also the moon and your rising or ascendant sign. Now, rising and ascendant, if you haven't seen my other videos, they're the same, it means the same thing. They're interchangeable terms for the same thing. So we'll get into what that means in a minute. Now, the sun. So for example, if you were born today, June 24th, the sun is in the sign of Cancer. So the sun is chilling in Cancer and he's like, hey, look at me, I'm big, I'm bright, look at me, I'm bringing life and heat and vitality. And that's exactly what it does for you. So the sun is your soul's highest expression. It's where you shine the most. So it's also your ego. And I don't mean ego in a bad way. It's like your confidence. It's your confidence. Like I said, it's where you shine and you're bright and you feel amazing. Now, I've noticed that the sun doesn't really mature until you get older, probably around 30, 35, 40 years old. And think about it, like when you were 15, were you comfortable with yourself? Were you comfortable with really showing the true you? Hell no, you weren't. You wanted to please everybody, so you wore this mask that was still somewhat you know, but it wasn't like you at your core, okay? And that's exactly what the sun is. It's you at your core. Now, the sun can also represent a few other things in your chart as well. It represents your career. So when we look to see like what a good career for you would be, we definitely want to look at where the sun's at. And then also it represents your father. Then we go into the moon. Now, the moon spends two and a half days in a sign. So it takes the moon a whole month or a whole lunar cycle to go through the whole zodiac. Now, the moon in our chart represents, it's kind of like the opposite of the sun. Now, whereas the sun is a very, bright and, wants to be seen, the moon is very private. So this is our very private inner world. So this is our emotions. This is what makes us comfortable and how we seek comfort and how we comfort ourselves. And the moon also represents our mother. And then finally, the rising sign. Now, the rising sign in a birth chart is the most important because this literally represents your actual physical body. So when you're watching horoscopes or reading horoscopes, this is the most important sign to look for because this is gonna show what's literally happening to you, okay? Whereas the sun could be, because the sun is also your career, this could be like how your career is playing out. And then if the moon, if you watch for your moon sign, this could be like how you're emotionally feeling, how you're perceiving the situation, okay? But the ascendant sign is literally showing what's actually happening to you, okay? Or, what you're actually doing. So what the rising sign is when you look at your birth chart, okay? And here, we'll even, we'll draw it right here so you guys can see. Okay, you have your circle. Hopefully you can see that. I think so. Okay, so you have your circle and you have all these slices of pie, right? Now, the most important thing to look for right now is you have this line going through the center. For some reason, I had like a brain fart, okay? You have that line going through the center of the circle, cutting it in top and bottom half, right? And then on the left, it says AC, okay? That stands for ascendant. And so that means, think of that line as the horizon, because like I said, that chart is literally like a snapshot of the sky, okay? And that line is the horizon. So this is the sign that was rising in the east when you were born. So literally it almost like signifies like you rising, like you coming out of the womb. So it's the same thing. So this literally represents your body's journey into life. This is where you started. This is like, your starting point. So the ascendant sign again represents your actual body. It can attest to how you look. Each sign definitely has a very distinct look about them. And as you learn more and more about each sign and about how this all works, you will definitely be able to look at people and be able to tell. Now, there are other things that play a factor, but for the most part, the rising sign is the most important. Now this is what starts your chart, because under that ascendant line, there will be this first slice of pie, and that's the first house. Now that first house literally is the same thing. That first house is the body, you, okay? And we're gonna get into the other houses. We'll get into actually all the houses in the next video, but I wanted you to have this baseline knowledge, so that way we can talk about, you know, if you have your sun in the 5th house, or if you have your sun in blah, blah, blah. So yeah, just so you know, each slice of that pie, you look at that circle and it has 12 pieces to it. Those are called houses. That's how we refer to them, as called houses, okay? So in the next video, we'll talk about the houses and what they all mean. So with the rising sign, this is also how people see you. So this is how, when someone looks at you, this is like the first impression that they get. So it's almost like the mask that you wear, whereas the sun is where you shine the brightest, the moon is how you feel about things and your emotions. The rising sign is literally like how you present yourself to the world. Now the 15-year-old kid was a really good example of this. You know, this is how you portray yourself outwardly, so you can feel safe, because, you know, the rising sign represents your body's journey through life, okay? So this is your survival mechanism, okay? So this is how you portray yourself in order to feel safe and survive. So this is, not only is this your actual body, but this is how, you know, people literally physically see you. That pretty much sums it up for this lesson, guys. I hope this made sense to you. I'm not even gonna tell you how many times I've recorded and re-recorded this. I have a habit of over-explaining things, and I really wanted this to be as kindergarten style as possible. So again, if you have any questions, please drop them below in the comments. You can email me if you really want to, but it would be better if you put it in the comments, so that way if somebody else has the same question, their question gets answered too, and I promise I will respond to your questions. So yeah, the next video is going to be about the houses. Definitely keep a lookout, or even hit the notification bell if you are interested, because I am going to be posting videos about the eclipses. July is going to be freaking crazy, you guys. Oh, and that's one thing I was going to ask you. So I've been also trying to think about, do I want to do like monthly videos? Do I want to do it for each sign? So let me know what you guys want to see. Do you want to see, you know, monthly videos? Do you want to see it for the collective? Do you want to see it for each sign? Let me know what you want to see, because I'm here for you guys, honestly. Like I want to be able to share it with you guys. So I want to know what you want to see. But yeah, if that's something you want to see, I will definitely do that. I also am going to be getting some tarot cards, so I'm going to be incorporating tarot into my videos. So, you know, pulling like 1, 2, 3 card spread for each sign, or you know what I mean, any kind of thing like that. I think that'll be really nice. So if you are new here, by the way, hi, my name's Megan. I didn't introduce myself at the beginning, but thanks for being here. And if you like me, and if you like this video, then please subscribe. I am going to be uploading, this is going to be kind of a long series. I can see it already, but it's going to be really fun, and I'm going to try and, my goal is to make astrology like known to everybody, like more than just your sun sign. So that's the goal. So if that's interesting to you and you definitely want to learn more, then definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. I am going to have a link in the description also to get your natal chart, and definitely explore what it pulls up for you, because it does give some descriptions, and it kind of breaks things down for you, so you can kind of read and get a little bit more of an idea of what all of it means. Or it's more of like an interpretation, really. What else? Oh, my email address will be down there if you do want a free natal chart reading. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and again, stay tuned for my next videos, and I will see you guys again later.